Hello again, Struck. Today I'm bringing you another set of videos that you can use as starter builds when beginning your journey into the Nether Realm in Torchlight Infinite. If you're new to the endgame, my videos from yesterday, one for each hero, and the ones from today again, one for each hero, hopefully should help you figure out how to build. This one is a build video for Carino, the Divineshot, and it is centered around having chain lightning from cast on hit, on crit, and from having those chains from this skill that I'm using right now, this lightning shot, this zap attack kind of skill. So hope you enjoyed, buckle up and let's go. We will start with the skills. You can see lightning shot I've got configured with added lightning damage, trio, critical strike, rating increase and critical strike damage increase. I put rating this time because, well, it's we have a cast on crit and we want to make sure that those crits are as plentiful as possible in terms of proccing. You can see here added lightning is only level 12, my lightning shot is only level 12, I mean they're not that high level, because I had to just rework the build from the previous one from yesterday, so it could be better, it could be much better. Here I've got a potion with emergency rations and cooldown. You can see my energy is 175 out of 79, but that shouldn't be a problem. Later in the gear segment I will mention some good items that you can get for cheap that could increase your energy. In my case I got a nice chest with a lot of energy, and I got a legendary pistol which could be found for cheap with a lot of energy, so those could help you. In the auction house, within a few flame dusts, you should be able to fix this. Let's go back to the skills now and show you more about them. So we went through the main skill. With the potions, cooldown and emergency restoration. More healing if you need it, fountain of life, cooldown reduction, emergency restoration. Here is blurry steps just for the effect for movement speed and for crit rating of the next attack. Then blink and quick mobility. Curse on hit, elemental destruction works nicely, reducing the elemental resistances. Electrocute makes the enemies take more lightning damage, and of course this can grow, and then also this can grow, and the main skill can grow with more slots when the energy rises. Cast on crit with chain lightning. See, we have chain lightning here, we have something like chain lightning from our shot, so that's chain lightning times 2. We have added lightning damage and aim to mark, because we have certain things that proc on marked targets and we want to make sure that works. Then here I have swiftness. I would get thunder imbue if I had the energy, the sealed mana, but I don't. I would need more skill points, more talent points, and that's it for the skills. Now for the talent tree I did something unusual. 0 points in Goddess of Hunting. At least for now. Later on, when I have more levels and points, it would be worth to put them there. But I went for 30. In fact, right now it's even 31 points Spirit Cover and 32 already points Blade Runner. Let me show you right now at my level what I've got here. I've got the projectile and crit strike rating. We want that crit strike rating. We want that lightning piercing. We want that trigger skill damage. Again, we have a trigger skill, it's needed. Then projectile damage, projectile speed, pretty good, and here eventually later you can get more. Over here we've got attack crit strike rating, again pretty useful, and maximum mana and sealed mana, maximum mana and sealed mana, very useful. Attack speed and trigger skill damage, again very good. Attack speed, chance to trigger skills, and elemental resistance penetration, which is nice. Crit strike rating, crit strike rating when wielding a gun, that's why we went here. This is crit strike damage. Over here you can reduce that crit damage by 20%, and that you're getting, can get extra crit strike rating, but I thought it shouldn't be done. There are other things that you could go for, like energy shield, mana, maximum elemental damage, chance to upgrade search, a lot of good stuff, elemental distances here, so you don't have to worry about them from gear that much. But I would say next you want to prioritize this attack damage when wielding a gun, which leads to flat lightning damage, fire code lightning damage to attacks per 15 levels, which is super nice. Especially if you convert code to lightning, if you have some code damage stacked from gear. So yeah, there's a lot of good stuff again for survivability that you can get, like this lifesteal here and this lifesteal here. But we want to have at least 30 points in each tree, Blade Runner and Spirit Cover. I'll show you the major notes, by the way. Major notes here, I decided to take Reflux. I think it works nicely. And here I decided to take Flash of Brilliance. I think it also works nicely. Here, of course, you can experiment, try different things, see what works best for you. And here I decided to try Dummy Puppet and Feign. And it works well. Before I used to have Chain Slash and I used to have Fighting Wheel. But I didn't like losing that life from Trio, even though I was healing up. It felt kind of bothersome, so I just went Dummy Puppet and Feign. So here we have the attack damage, here we have the lightning damage and lightning piercing, critical attack strike rating, while Trio is active, extra lightning damage and shock chance. Lightning attack damage, physical damage converted to lightning. Main weapon hand attack speed, off-hand weapon attack speed reduced. One is increased, and now main hand weapon damage less damage, the off-hand weapon base damage. But since we have this thing, extra main hand weapon damage reduced, but extra off-hand weapon base damage. And then we have this thing here that the off-hand weapons do not participate in attacks while dual wielding, but the off-hand damage is added to the main hand damage. All that increase that we get to the off-hand stuff is pretty nice. I hope I'm not messing up by using those two together, but I think they're meant to be used together. We have 30% multi-strike chance and another 20% while dual wielding, so 50%, which is solid. 2% life regain, and we can get another 2 with some more points here. What else is good in this tree? Well, definitely we don't need the shock, we don't need the sword related stuff here, but there's some nice defensive stats here, such as see max life there, and then there's the skew area. I'm not sure if it will be nice, but extra main hand weapon damage seems fine. But this max life and evasion and armor is amazing and worth investing into. And yeah, obviously later you have Goddess of Hunting, which could give you certain things like extra horizontal projectile piercings. It could also give you extra projectiles if you go for this, and if you go here you can get things like Mind Flow if you stack evasion, or you can get Uplifting, which is pretty nice. And even Arrow Hurricane is nice if you have a lot of projectile speed. It's definitely gonna bump the build when you have enough points to invest into that tree. In terms of hero trait, at level 32 I prefer moving reload to enhanced ammo. I like that a lot. The movement speed, the projectile damage is just fun. At 66, I personally think that I might prefer Landslide. But again, it's up to anyone to figure out what they want. At level 80, I would probably prefer the... I personally would prefer Special Expansion, but many people would like Busa. Again, it's up to you. Here, I decided to go for Piercing Projectile and for added lightning damage. Maybe Piercing Projectile is something some of you might want to replace with maybe multiple projectiles. And that's not bad at all. To experiment with multiple, even greater multiple projectiles if you feel the need, but keep in mind the greater reduces the damage even further. You could even increase the chains. There was this one thing that's equal to that lets you increase the number of chains a skill does, so you could try doing this. It's similar to this with the jumps, but for chains. I probably don't have it right here, but yeah, there's many things you can put here. It's mix and match things, experiment. In the Pacts, I always say I know it's the pay to win aspect of the game in terms of gacha and probability and odds, and not everyone will have the good pets. At least in the beta they're giving us a lot of primal crisps to keep rolling for pets. I doubt that this will be the case when the game launches, but right now this is what I've got. The only legendary I've got I'm using for the projectile damage, projectile speed, attack crit strike rating, and the thing is I don't need the projectile speed on this build anymore, which is probably why you would see that I've removed it. I still am using the projectile damage and the crits, and if you don't need the XP you can reverse it, boom, projectile speed, if you're using Hero Hurricane. Now if you don't have good ones that you urgently need, just take whatever gives you Pact Note +1, Pact Note +1. How do you get Pact Note +1? By upgrading them. You take whatever you can upgrade and select upgrade. It will give you a red arrow if you can upgrade it with its own unique thing. Keep in mind each one of those has its own insignia. Wuwuri Amethyst can only be used with Wuwuri Amethyst insignia. Upgrade it with that. So you see the name, this is Wuwuri Amethyst, this is Wuwuri Maple, so this can only be upgraded with Wuwuri Maple, this with Wuwuri Sprout, Wuwuri Golden Leaf, Explorer Otter Growth Rings, Explorer Otter Olive, and so on. If you see that name, the insignia with the same name can be used. Apart from the insignia of the same name, there is an insignia that is for the type. This is for survival for blue ones. The purple ones obviously would require purple ones, and so on. Now that this is made clear, here I've taken the magic, the note with the damage. It's actually boosted to give more damage. Instead of 13 it gives 17, and it gives chance to paralyze. I've taken those 20% damages. I've gotten crit strike rating, but if you don't have the crit strike rating it will be damage, so it's still worth it. Again, crit strike rating here, damage, stuff like that. Attack damage obviously better than just damage, because I'm using attacks, although damage would be nice because it will boost my spell, which is my trigger skill. My trigger skill is spell, so if you want your trigger skill to be stronger, you could do that. I'm losing 2% attack damage, but my trigger skill is getting more damage. It's up to you how you would do it. Over here again I've used another one of those for Pact Note +1. What Pact Note +1 gives you is another 1 Pact point. So you can see that means from here I get 2 points, and from the other one at the bottom I get 2 points. That's 4 points already extra than I would have from just leveling up. I didn't put any points here as you see, because first my priority is to max this one out, and when I do with the next 2 points then I'll start going down, and I'll probably go into those elemental resistances, and the rest will be the default, the drop stuff, because this one is just not that great for me right now. So yeah, I hope that's clear. Obviously everyone would have different things here, but I would say prioritize things that give you crit rating if you can, and if you can, prioritize things that give you pack notes, so you can get the most out of it until you get better ones that give you pack notes and crit rating. Now in terms of gear, I would like to say I tried a few things. I'm currently using Beast Sai, and you can try and find a Beast Sai that is level 80. Not require level 80, obviously requirement will always be level 12 to use, but level 80. That means it will have a solid amount of energy it can get. It can get up to 50 something or 60 energy. And just use your what's its name, this one, the energy core. Use energy cores to get at least 40-50 energy from it. Another thing I tried during my testing was the Rain Sparrow. But the Rain Sparrow is good if you use Ice Lance, which I tried. I didn't like Ice Lance as much. It does jumps, it doesn't do chains. It has better base damage, so if you look at the details here, the physical damage here is 48-90, this one is only 10-19, so it will be less damage, but this one here gives me flat damage added, and it also gives me physical damage added as lightning when hitting a shocked enemy. And we have synergies with shock and stuff, so it works nice. And this one, the Viper Zapper, I actually got from the shop, 3 times flat damage. And it wasn't expensive. Try to get something good, something ideally with a higher item level but lower item requirement. The auction house is good. Another thing I got from the auction house, this one for 1 flame or maybe 2 flame dust. Flame from this one, the second tier. I think it was actually flame dust. I don't think I paid flame set. I think I paid 2 flame dust for this one. And I think it was worth it because that's 24 energy and it's not even maxed out. So yeah, try to get some items with decent energy. And with this one I just looked for something with elemental and chaos resistance. So I would say prioritize your resistances, elemental, chaos resistances, and they are a high priority. This legendary item I'm only using because of the 19 chaos resistance. The lightning I already have plenty, but yeah, keep that in mind. Prioritize your resistances, and if you can get some flat damages, ideally added physical and added lightning. Added lightning priority, physical the secondary, should be the case. Again, when you're a new player, you won't have that much resources to invest into the auction house, so I would say a gun like this one that can boost your energy and give you nice synergies with this setup until you find something better, something higher level, would be nice to buy from the trade house. If you want to get notified when I upload more content like this one, or guides or news and other builds for this game or others like it, Wooter and not so Wooter games, you can subscribe to my channel and hit the bell button to not miss out the notifications. Keep in mind there's also memberships that grant my members access to emotes and badges made by me, as well as members can ask me on Discord for some tutorials of some of the Adobe software. Thanks for watching all the way until the end. Keep it cool, Struck Club. Until next time, and goodbye.